Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you here. On this episode, I wanted to speak about job hunting, AI can't take responsibility, and also how you need to take responsibility for your life. I think we like to shame people and we like to look down and we don't offer solutions. Now, when we're speaking of job hunting, I wanted to speak on two aspects of job hunting: ghost jobs, and then also how to job search. And then also, I'm going to put a link which gives some advice on how to create your CV in a way that works for you. Who am I? Before I jump into a tangent. Now, my name is Lobula Paulo Chikwekwe. I am an AI engineer with over 5 years experience in data science. Now, I've made a transition in my life, a drastic transition, and I actually then found myself in a situation where I had to do a massive job search. It's still ongoing because I'll still have to find other roles and so on and so forth. But I feel like I can give a lot of value here in regards to what's happening and why it's not happening. I think back to the first thing I wanted to speak about: responsibility. AI can't take responsibility for decisions. I wrote a LinkedIn article on this, and I'm going to put the links to that so you can give that a look to say, okay, what am I talking about? When a decision is made either to not take your not take your CV, to fire people, to make changes, the actual AI doing the process, coming up with the information, can't take any responsibility. The people will have to, who are in charge, will take that responsibility. But what I'm trying to say is that in the future that we're going to be in, is there going to be aspects where you're going to be denied or rejected by a process that it can't even explain to you. This leads back to what I'm trying to say of you taking responsibility for your own life. You don't have to do major things, but you have to first take responsibility for yourself, what you want to do and how you're going to change that. I'm not a motivational speaker and I'm not trying to be, but I'm just trying to create a platform where we can be able to first read, understand what the problem is, then we can find solutions together. On to the idea of job hunting. As I said, I'm going to put a link on in terms of how to structure your CV. In the previous episode, I spoke about online brand. And when I spoke about that, I would really advise you to give that a look because it's part of one of the things that will make you stand out in terms of the job hunt. You have to understand that the second article I wrote was about ghost jobs. Now, I would advise that you go read this carefully because what happens is there's some roles which are around for a long time. They keep repeating or have unrealistic demands. And when you apply for these jobs, you're not only wasting your time, you're frustrating yourself. So part of the thing is actually finding out the role, finding out whether you're fit for the role. How are you able to do this? New AI platforms have come up with something called deep research or deep analysis, where they scrape the internet. When I say scrape the internet, it's just a fancy way of saying they search the internet. Now, when you think about it, right? Think of your AI platform. You go and it gives you, I think they like to put like a star or whatever. Then you write what you want to say, right? Now, why am I putting this there? Part of the third article that I wrote, which I think is the most important and weaves into this whole process, is when you're actually beginning to do a job search. What you can be able to do is, I think Google Gemini has the deep research is really cool. There's another one called Perplexity, right? That one is also really cool. I'm gonna put them here so you can be able to see that. Now, what you can be able to do is you can be able to first take your CV, right? Then you can now put in a specific instruction. These instructions are called prompt. I'm going to do an episode on prompt engineering. So it's using large language models, extracting the maximum value from them. But in this case, we're just going to be a bit quick about it. Now, you have your CV, you copy your CV, you add your CV to the large language model, and you say, okay, search for roles, search for available roles that fit my CV. So before you start searching for roles, you can first say, okay, um, look at the CV. What CV? What are the issues on the CV? What can I improve on the CV? Don't lie. Don't pretend. But what can be improved? How can it be streamlined? You also look at that article as well on that recruiter who says, okay, what are the issues that you can do? Then you can now say, okay, now I want you to search the internet for roles that match in my specific area, right? And then also find similar roles that will look at my skills. So then it will match your skills with the thing and it will search the internet. The reason why I'm saying this is you have to try and find a new way of searching. Instead of doing 100 or 1,000 applications, you can do a few applications, but they can be highly specific towards your skill set where you can then pop up and be a top candidate. Because remember, part of the issues which is here, right, when you're actually doing it, there is something called ATS, automated tracking system. It's something that recruiters use, but just know that it's matched to keywords. Keywords is like SEO. Do you have the right keywords that match the role? Have you got the skills or have you done the job that match what they're looking for in the role? So the way that I'm explaining this is, remember, we're going a little bit backwards. Instead of now simply applying aimlessly for any job and applying for ghost jobs that will frustrate you. Rather, you go on a large language model, you take a copy of your CV, you copy it, you put it there, you say, okay, this is my CV. So you can even put it like, then you put your CV there. Here's my CV, right? Find roles in the specific area that I'm in which will match or where I'll be the highest candidate. Also, match me with similar roles that have been open for a certain time. So you have to make sure that it's maybe open in the last maybe 30 days or 60 days. I would advise not to go too long, because if you're now going jobs open 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, some of them are just there consistently, and there are many reasons for that. That's why I would advise you read that ghost jobs to understand exactly what's going on and why. Now, I think this is a good segment where we must end. I don't want it to take too long or to now start babbling about things that don't make sense. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please leave any comments and I'll be able to assist you. Thanks. God bless.